Hi, and welcome again. I had to take a short break, and I'm just going to do a two-part video. This is a simple continuation of where I left off. Another thing that I'd like to do also is, and this is something that's helped me incredibly to move on and to focus with higher understanding just what it is to be living in a physical human body. Okay? So I always like to keep in mind that there is no darkness. There's only just lack of light, lack of knowledge, and lack of understanding. That also has helped me tremendously to move forward because let's say if someone is rude, I just say to myself, well, this person is just having a bad day, and I move on. Okay? I don't engage with a lower frequency. You might think of me as aloof or uncaring, but I do not engage with a frequency that doesn't match the one that I have. In that case, what I do is I do interact for as much as I can in that interaction, be it getting gas at the gas station or I'm doing grocery shopping or something like that. But I don't extend myself too outwardly as where I'm then dropped down in frequency myself. So that's something that I'd like for you to keep in mind. Okay, I find my highest level of comfort that I feel that I can engage and going as low as I can. Okay, because you can be in a conversation where the person just wants to drag you down to make you feel the way they do. You don't have to connect at that level because that person is at a different frequency than you. It's different than maybe a family member just feels down and you want to make them feel better for whatever reason or not. But as long as you present them with the things that make them happy, if they don't accept the happiness or they just don't change their mood, it's not in it for you to extend yourself further than what you can give to that person. Okay, because maybe you just gave them enough, and now they're the ones that need to accept that and say, "Oh, wow, you know what? Is my situation isn't as bad as I thought, or isn't it isn't it isn't worth the energy that I'm putting in to feel this way. I can feel better, right?" So don't fall into those kind of interactions. Okay. All right. So a lot of higher dimensional beings, okay, this is something I'm going to be talking about going forward, shows a path to assist and to live a few lifetimes in the lower dimension. Higher dimensional beings that are incarnate on a fifth dimensional planet or world. They're hidden in a way, okay? Unless they call out the fact that they're from a higher dimension, anyone living in that fifth dimensional field wouldn't know. Okay, so if you meet someone or you tell someone who you are specifically, if you know for yourself who you are, and you say, "Hey, look, I'm this," that, etc., then in that case, where you're looking at then knowing who you are specifically. But if you're living in an existence where nobody knows and no one's going to really care, all right, you're both in all experiencing a fifth dimensional experience. Okay, otherwise then you're just from the same dimension that they are. Okay, so going forward with the frequencies that we're feeling, I felt that for like an hour. I don't feel that way anymore. Actually, I feel full of energy. I feel great. I've taken that and positively put it out somewhere, and I'm putting it out in a video. So if you ever feel these inklings, these sensations, sit down, relax, see if you can meditate, see if you can put on music, see if you can absorb the light energy that's coming in. Okay? Because like I've said, we're moving along. All right? I always like to say that our ET friends, what they like to do is, and they have so much control of the things you wouldn't imagine. But what they do is, think of it as a knob, a volume knob, right? They'll say, or they'll just kind of to themselves, they'll agree on increasing the frequency, like for an hour on Earth, and just letting it sit, and then they bring it back down again. So that's something that probably happens more often than you know. So I believe that probably happened recently because we all felt the jitters. Oh, what's this? It's not bad. It's not good. It's like we're stepping from hot water to cold water, and we're like adjusting to that new feeling, and then they'll turn it back down again. right? So you can just get a taste of what it is that you're expected of when you go into higher frequencies. Okay, so there is no third dimension anymore, right? The information that's coming in from the sun that delivers the plasma waves that activate our DNAs when the Schumann resonance goes up is what you feel, all right? And I explained it to you in several different ways, like the volume knob just a few seconds ago. All right, so there is no third dimension anymore. What there is a broader awakening of all. Those are accepted frequencies, for example, like the ones I gave you, and those that just absolutely have no idea what's going on. Okay? Those that fabricate an existence of third dimensional construct to live and to act within these limitations will find it very difficult to continue up in ascension. So if you're the one that's confused about these energies and you're in a position of power and you have authority, and then you're just like, whoa, okay, what do I do now? I want you to think about that, because we're leaving 3D, we've left 3D behind. All right? So these folks, they will move on to engage with those that want to live within a third dimensional life. So there's going to be a coupling of those that agree to a third dimensional existence, and these will find each other. But those that are moving into a higher dimension will find it difficult to communicate, to engage thoroughly. I'm not saying that it won't happen. What I'm saying is that there will be a distinction of you standing with the person in front of you, and you can say, well, that person's on a different path than I am. And they'll realize too for themselves, he's on a different path than mine. To that effect, okay? But still, I mean, you're going to hand him a $20 bill, and he's going to hand you whatever groceries you've just got at the store, as an example. Okay. So how does it feel now that you're witnessing third dimensional fall to the wayside and seeing a widening of your vessel as you accept these new vibrations, right? Experience that feeling for yourself, because we just did, and it's going to happen more frequently as we move along. Okay. Now, for those of you that are fourth dimensional and have an understanding of the fourth dimension that we're in now, I'm just going to read a few things. Again, the examples aren't as important as much as the message that is within. So for your fourth dimensional beings, you can begin to distinguish when you can and cannot do certain things. If you only listen to your heart, you will know when to act in certain situations. And this is the example that I thought of just on the fly. Excuse me, because I don't like to divulge too much, and I'm definitely saying and referring to these things without very little commentary from myself, except maybe the examples. So does it feel right to give a homeless man money? You will know. And what I mean is that you'll understand feeling-wise if it's the right or wrong thing to do. You have a connection to source that instructs you on the things to do. Okay? So that's what I wanted to say about that. I just remember something very important, and I think I just want to say it to you. You guys are very powerful human beings. Humanity is very powerful. And I'll give you an example that I just thought of, and I said to myself a few times while I drive, and I'm just trying to ponder the idea, and it makes perfect sense. So what I've said to myself is, why is there beginner's luck? Have you ever wondered, why is there beginner's luck? How could you not know anything about something and then immediately be great at it? Why is that possible? Because you are infinite creators. You have that power, but through the brainwashing, through the educational system, you're told that you can't do certain things, and you believe it. And I'll never forget a phrase that I told my father once, because it just felt right to say it at that time. And I said, Dad, humanity is so powerful that if it tells itself that it's not powerful, then it won't be powerful. So do positive affirmations. Tell yourself that you believe in yourself. And you'll see all that negative programming fight back against the things that it believes to be true, because it's hard-coded and embedded since the cradle. And you can break that barrier. And always just think, beginner's luck, why is that? And then after a while, your negative programming, and I wouldn't say negative, but whatever programming you've received during your life brings you down. Okay? And keep that in mind, that you're a very powerful individual, and that's never going to go away. And think positive for yourself, and move along requesting and believing in the things that you want. You want happiness, you want love, you want to be wealthy. All those things can be accomplished. That's never a problem. Another example, I remember someone saying, well, I want a husband, and I want him to have a son because I have a son and I want us to get along. And that person got exactly what she wanted. She got the husband had a son, both sons are playing and being happy with each other, but that's as far as her request went towards her desires, and that's exactly what she wanted. Now if this person would have said to herself, well, I want the most perfect relationship available out there for me, then in that case it wouldn't matter how the person represents itself physically outwardly towards this person. It'll just be that perfect relationship regardless of the other outcomes that you're looking for. So again, humanity is a very powerful, and your power of choice and your power for you to have the ability to accomplish the things that you want is important, and it's your divine birthright. So I leave you with that message. I want you to enjoy the energies, open up your vessel. I want you to focus on positive things, okay, so that your children can also learn positive things from you and be the best individuals that you can wish for them to be. I leave you with that today. Again, I will present messages as they come along, and I will continue to deliver on the promise of just letting the things that I've had and the experiences that I go through in life enlighten you as best as they can. So I leave you in love and light. You have a good rest of your day.